Yesterday was Thursday, Thursday. Today it is Friday, Friday. We so excited. We so excited.
Hey, welcome back to Peter Brown's Friday Social Studies Update for March 5th, 2021. We are still so excited, or I guess it's we still so excited. So let's see what's going on this week. We're going to start off the way that we always do. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room. So we are going to talk a little bit about assessment. And I know I don't want to be always focused on assessment. I know there are other things that I want to cover, other things that I want to talk about, but this is what is pressing. This is what we need to talk about to get us where we want to be. So, upcoming assessments. Again, I want to let everyone know 3rd through 8th grade, middle school, you guys are taking your interim assessment, your interim benchmark, April 5th through the 9th. That's when it's going to be. High school, April 12th through the 16th. Those are your windows. Middle school, yes, I know there may be some wiggle room to put in your part twos. So we will address that once I have more information on that. What's going to be on the interim benchmark quarter 3, Peter? Well, 5th grade standards 1, 2, and 3. 6th and 7th grade, you guys get all the standards. For my 6th grade friends, I would look at the Atlas. That is going to help you out a lot as you go through this. 8th grade, I believe we stop at standard 6. There may be one question on standard 7. On a normal year, we would be there, but we understand this year is anything but normal. So in the 5th to 8th grade assessment, it's going to be the same that we had part 1 and part 2, 25 questions. Part 2, performance task, is going to be on Google as well, but it will be loaded into Canvas as an assignment. 5th grade, we're going to take some from the DBQ projects, Valley Forge DBQ. We're going to be incorporating some of that. 6th grade, it's going to be about Mexico City and how do large cities affect the environment. There are going to be some issues with this, I think. I would love your feedback and ways that we can refine it. 7th grade, if you've done CPBL week, you're already done. Congratulations. And 8th grade, we are going to be doing the Louisiana Purchase. I wanted to make sure that none of what we're doing is close to the end of the 3rd quarter, because I don't want to feel you guys to feel rushed. I want it to be something that you already know about, like it's middle to early in the 9 weeks. 9th grade, so civics and Oklahoma history, you will have the same benchmark that you had in quarter 1. If you have any feedback on that, I would love it. This was our first time to really have one of those. World history, standards 1, and I think we're through 5. I think we're touching some in 5. There will not be too much, but there will be a little bit of standard 5 in there, I believe. And 12th grade, we're going up to standard 4. I believe we talk about the the judicial system as well. U.S. history mock assessment for 11th grade. It is 50 questions. I've been asked before, should it fit in one class period? It doesn't necessarily have to. You may have students who can, but that is not what we are saying to do. It mirrors the U.S. history test fairly well. I know there are some things that we're probably going to want to tweak over the summer and next year, but I think this is a pretty good look at this point. The state testing window, it is going to happen this year, March 18th through April 30th. You need to get with your building test coordinator to find out when your school window is. Again, we probably want it mid-April. We don't want it too late in April because we don't want to run out of time. We want to make sure that we get full participation. The state test has all the U.S. history standards 1 through 8. Notice not one standard is weighted more than another. We are just teaching the standards. And so I think this is a beautiful way of looking at assessment rather than saying we're going to weigh one over the other. We know the content. We know what areas need to be covered based on the standards, and we're going to teach that. The good news is this year we can be relieved. We can breathe and relax knowing that it is a field test. They are gathering data. The student scores will not be calculated. They're going to work on performance level descriptors, and then next year the test will be live. The state is looking at participation, so we need to make sure our students are participating in the test. We need to make sure they are finishing the test. Our next big thing, collaborative project-based learning, is happening now at a middle school near you. And one of the things I want to talk about is it's an imperfect process, because project-based learning is a process. Students go through step by step, and it can be messy, and it's okay. Messy is how we learn. Messy is how we improve our practice. And that is what this whole grant is about. How can we improve our practice as educators and engage more students? And I definitely want feedback. So middle school people, I would love some feedback from your teachers in ways that we can improve this. That being said, I also need you to do the survey, which will provide me some feedback. That is part of how we're getting data for our Hewlett grant. It's not just for 7th grade. If you are interested in finding out more, contact me, pdbrown@okcps.org. We'll have coffee, we'll talk, no big whoop, no, but we really can have a conversation about it and work through what CPBL looks like in a grade that is not 7th grade. Finance Park is virtual this week. It's coming up, so get your 9th grade students in there, let them do it, let them explore. It's the same virtually as it would be in person. It's just not as cool. And sadly, you don't get Chick-fil-A, which is the biggest bummer for me. I think that's the biggest bummer for everyone. We're now going to talk to Laura Wesley from the Constitutional Rights Foundation about an upcoming professional development, March 23rd from 4:30 to 5:30. But she wants to tell us a little more about the Constitutional Rights Foundation.
Hi, I'm Laura Wesley from the Constitutional Rights Foundation. For those of you who don't know CRF, we're a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. We're based in Los Angeles, but work statewide in California as well as nationally. And basically we provide materials and programming for teachers and students with really the goal of creating the next generation of active and informed members of our democracy. And just real quick, that nonpartisan piece is super important to CRF. Through our materials and programming, we don't tell students what to think. Instead, our materials provide multiple perspectives and really allow that space for young people to develop their critical thinking skills and come to their own conclusions on various issues. So one of our most popular publications is our free Bill of Rights in Action. It goes out quarterly to 40,000 teachers across the nation, always includes a US history, world history, US government reading, as well as discussion questions and an interactive activity. So you can find all of that at www.crf-usa.org. But I'm here today to tell you a little bit about a series of free professional development opportunities that we're offering specifically for Oklahoma teachers. The first PD session is for elementary and middle school teachers and will take place March 23rd at 4:30 p.m. And the theme of the PD will be the ideals of democracy. And during the professional development, we'll explore the Bill of Rights and what freedom means to me. And we'll also offer various ready-to-use classroom lessons, including Visitor from Outer Space, the Tired King, which really establishes the 3 branches of government for lower elementary. We have a lesson on the Declaration of Independence for higher elementary as well as middle school. And we'll also be sharing a really cool lesson called The River, which really bridges science and social studies together by demonstrating the impact on a river system over 4 different time periods. So in that lesson, students will get to role play various types of government decision makers, whether it's tribal, town councils, etc. And they try to solve a problem during each of those periods. So that's just a few of the lessons we'll share, and we hope to see you March 23rd at 4:30.
Thank you, Laura. And if you need to contact her, her email is listed below with the Constitutional Rights Foundation. So next week, there will be no update for me because spring break is the following week. And really what I need you all to do is to relax. Take Yoda's advice and just rest. You need to make sure that you have time for yourself, time to renew. This year, more than any other year, has been beyond stressful. And you as educators just need to take some time to relax, get your mind off of Zoom, get your mind off of Google Meet, videos, all that, and just relax and renew yourself. Lastly, if you need to contact me, just call me. We'll talk. We'll have coffee. pdbrown@okcps.org. You can call me 587-0293. I'm always glad to help any way I can. Thank you all so much for your time today, and I hope you have a great Friday.
Birthday,